This video is brought to you by the guitar Skyhook.
Alright, hi there everyone and welcome to Artist Talks. My name is Morten K and my guest today is a Danish bass player called Kasper Lauersen. Welcome, Kasper.
Thank you.
Welcome the new way. Okay. Kasper is playing in a band called Chris Grey The BlueSpand. And they are having huge success around the world with their funky kind of blues music. And yeah, you went viral on Facebook with a song called Mammas Mammalaid.
Hey, what's that funky taste in your mama's marmalade?
You can find it on Facebook on Chris Grey The BlueSpand. It's fantastic. I think you are over 3 million viewers.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Over
3.5 maybe.
Yeah.
That's a lot anyway. And it's very funky. And I'd like to ask Kasper a bit about his bass playing because he's a very interesting bass player. Pretty funky. How did you start playing bass at first? Did you want to play bass as a kid?
No, I didn't want to play bass. I wanted to play drums.
Yeah.
So I got into this school band, and I asked if I could play the drums, and the band teacher said maybe one day, but you have to play the bass at first. And then she gave me a guitar and told me it was a bass, which was a lie, obviously. But I believed her some weeks, and then I found out it's not a bass. So I had to tell her that it wasn't a bass, and she said, "Yeah, of course it's not a bass, but we'll buy a bass." And then they bought a bass.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you have a bass to play on. So you start when you were in, what, 10 years old or so?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I became hooked.
Yeah.
Because I never actually got back to playing drums for a long time.
No.
Because I had a teacher in the school, and he was a bass player, and he started teaching me the right technique and all that technique. And then I think when you have the right technique from the beginning, everything is more fun.
Yeah.
Because then you can learn something much quicker.
Yeah.
And I think that was why I never had a struggle like I have to learn to play bass, because it came so slowly, and he just told me the right thing. So the way to play, the way to put my fingers and all that was nothing I was aware of actually.
No.
It was just happening.
Yeah.
So that was great. And later on, a couple of years later, he stopped, and then I got a new teacher, and he was a bass player too. And he was even
Coincidence.
Yeah, and he was an even better bass player, and he played more funky styles.
Yeah.
So
Did you get into that in that early age?
Yeah, because he showed me songs. Some of the songs were The Police, not funky at all, but then he showed me some of Sting's material, which was much more funky, because it was Omar Hakim on drums and Daryl Jones on bass. And so that was I was not playing the music that would be the normal thing to play in a band like this, because he was more international minded at that time, because it was in the 80s. So music in Denmark was pretty much Danish music. So I think it was a coincidence that I had these teachers, and that he was influenced so much by the English international scene.
Yeah.
So
and then you got better as a bass player, and
but it was slowly. It was
slowly
progress, because I didn't practice, because I think the bad thing of not discovering that you are learning something because you have this great teacher and so on is that you don't think it's difficult or hard. You just play, everything's great, and people, sounds good. But at some point you get to a kind of wall. You discover this guy, he's much better than I am. And now I have to, if I want to follow that goal and be just half as good, I'll have to practice. And I wasn't used to doing this. So I was like, I had a really, I was coming to lessons at my teacher's house, and I hadn't played the bass for a week.
No, you didn't rehearse.
And I had to. He had some. It was all written down. It was slap bass, and it was just. It must have been very. Very embarrassing, actually. A very embarrassing situation, I think, because I was so unprepared and I was not able to do what he asked me to do, and I think that was also why maybe that was why I wanted to go back playing drums again. So I started playing drums again, and then we made a band, and then there was another guy. He wanted to play the drums, and he could not play the bass, and I could play the bass, and then we had to switch once again, and then I was back on the bass, and then I started to realize, I think I'm going to be a bass player.
Yeah. You were around 16, 17, around that age.
And then I also started practicing because, and I was also much more mature. So of course I had the discipline to do it. I probably didn't have that when I was a kid. So from I was about 16, 17 years until about 21, 22, I kind of learned the foundation of what I'm doing today. But again, later on, I stopped practicing and I did some other things. I did some sound engineering and was more into that.
Yeah.
And then came back practicing in quite a high age, actually, because I think it was around 32, 33 when I thought I want to play some more bass, and then I have to learn new stuff. And then I started slapping again, and we made the band in 2011, and so it's been kind of going like, this and nothing, and then going up again and nothing, and then so it was the last from 2011 until now. I've been a bass player by heart. Yeah. But there were periods of time when actually I didn't touch a bass unless I had a gig. Yeah. But it was not too often, and it was not about creating music. Yeah. It was just playing cover songs. Yeah. So you don't use that much time when you play in a cover band. It's the way to learn to play. It's a good way to keep yourself alive and all that. But the problem is you don't you're not creative, and you don't use that much time because it's not necessary. When you're a band and you have to make music yourself, you use so much time. You spend so much time just to come up with ideas and get rid of the bad ideas. And it's so it's very inspiring. It's very fun, but it's so it takes so much time out of your calendar. So, but I love it. And it's not to say that I don't love it, but it's I think when you want to be a musician and you want to make your own material, you should not kind of think about what am I getting for each hour I'm working, because it's a very huge amount of hours. Yeah. Yeah.
But let's talk a bit about the band, because Chris Grey The BlueSpand started off in 2011 or so. And not as a band. What's the story about the band?
The story is that Lars and Chris...
Lars is a drummer and Chris is a guitarist, guitar player and singer.
Yeah. And they... Lars had a rehearsal room, and they had an idea that we should meet to play some blues, just to jam, not making a band, just for fun. And I had been in a band called Tumult, a folk fusion rock, jazz kind of thing, in the early 2002, 2003, I think. And then they wanted just to meet, and I knew Lars from that band, and I said, yeah, let's do that. And then we just started jamming blues. We had no idea that we were going to make our own songs or anything like that. It just came slowly to us, and the whole thing started out because we when we were playing the blues tunes, we thought it was a little too much the same thing going on, too monotone. So instead of playing like the
woke up in the morning with it.
Something like, or maybe we found out we found out why not play as if we were a compact disc player with a scratch in it, so it would kind of repeat a short time of the recording. So it would be like. And then we had, it's so stupid, but we would have to calculate how many times are we going to do this, 17 times. It was so much to remember, but we thought it was so much fun. But probably we were the only
people who would join it.
Believe that it was fun. So when then it happened, we got a gig, and we had to find another solution to arranging these songs. So we instead of doing the compact disc thing, we started to make it more funky. So that was the first experience we had of arranging something together. And I think that was important later on when we were making our own songs, because we had some templates, could you say, because we had something we had done. We had done a version of No Deity, we had done a version of Help the Poor. We'd done some cover songs and made them more funky, and we had some ways to play together that actually were working quite well. So it was not like from scratch make a song. It was like we do like we did in that cover song, but then we'll make another melody and some changes in the chords and so on. And then that made us able to, because we won this competition in Denmark and was sent to Toulouse
in France.
To perform for a big audience, and it was a competition too, but it was also a kind of showcase and a way to meet people and networking and all that. And then when we won the competition in Denmark, it was still cover songs but with a funky twist. But on the next, I think in 3 or 4 months, we wrote almost the whole album called A Lot of Love that came out in 2014. And I don't think we would be able to write 5 or 8 songs. I don't know if we wrote them all before, but still it was a very fast process because we had played so much together, and we played different ways of being funky together. So we had not made the songs, but we had made something that could be used for arranging the songs. And that was a great way to do it, because it's a big thing to just walk into a room and say, let's make a song. Yeah,
you can't do that. You had a working process where you actually trained
it has
the
to
way to
come
work
fluently, and it has to be motivating, and it has to be fun. I think all the songs we made that were good, that people thought were good, we had a fun time doing it.
Yeah, you can hear, if you find the record, it is actually a funny record. It's very funky and it's a very good record. So go out and find it somewhere.
Yeah,
you can do that.
Lot of Love is the name. But and it's not. Later on, we got it more funky because it's funky, but it's not funk. And later on, we have written songs that are funk tunes, but still with a blues melody going on. And the first song we made that you could say was really a funk tune. I think it was Grab 'Em by the Elbow.
You know what you gotta do. Grab 'em by the elbow. Grab 'em by the elbow.
And that was just so fun to make, because at first I was jamming at home just to make some bass line. It's the song that goes like. And I thought it would sound pretty much like something from the 70s, and every time I play something that I think sounds from the 70s, I think it's good. I don't know why.
That's the way it is.
I love the 70s.
Yeah.
But and then we met Lars and Chris and I said, I got this bass riff, and then we just sat around a table, and then I don't know how, but Lars had some lyrics and Chris had some melody, and we were just jamming, and it was funny day. And after a couple of hours, the song was done.
Yeah.
And I even think it was maybe recorded too, because we made this kitchen video.
Yeah.
We're just sitting with an acoustic, Chris with an acoustic guitar, and I have an electric P bass, and Lars with I think it's a cajon, or what do you say? Yeah, cajon. Just jamming and recorded it. We had some microphones to do it to enhance the sound a little.
Yeah.
It's just an iPhone doing the picture.
Yeah.
And put it out, and then things started to happen, because people love this basic, simple setup with something that if you want to do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
It's not
It's also very authentic to have it on one camera just running and you play. You can see you can actually play.
Yeah, because we thought, should we have about one camera there and and you know, close picture on the bass and the guitar and all. But when we watched it ourselves, we thought, no, just leave it.
It's working.
And because we're only 3 people, and you know, you can see what's going on. So that went viral in a way, not a million views, but still we had a few followers, but we got a lot more followers because of that video. And then we made some other videos. We made, I think number 2 must have been Golden Tower.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know about, I think the bass line actually came up because there was a competition worldwide on the internet called the Joe Bro Groove Challenge. And there was a particular bass line you should play to a particular groove that you could download from a Dropbox link that were circulating all around. And I downloaded the groove, and then I tried to play I think the bass line was something like, no, it was. Something like that.
Yeah.
And that, I was jamming to that track, and then I did something else because I sent it in, and I sent it in, you can see that, but then I played.
Hi. You know that one?
And then I had this riff, and then showed it to the guys, and Chris is a genius on making melodies, and Lars is a fantastic lyricist. Yeah. So he had a lot of ideas to what to sing, and So again, we just made a song. It was fun. We played in the kitchen, recorded, put it out, and people liked it. But it was not not the same like it was when we put a grab by the elbow.
No.
It was a little less attention, but still we got a lot of followers too on that one. And then I think we made number 3 was Mammas Mammalaid.
Let me tell you about it. Hey, what's that funky taste in your mama's marmalade?
That was where
things really started to happen.
Yeah. So that made us being able to play around Europe on festivals, and we were invited. We didn't know exactly where we were going and what was going on, but we were in Kosovo, for example, and we were invited. I think it was only a month before the festival, so we just let's do it. And then we went down there. They had a great festival with actually I met Danish musicians down there too. But we came around. We were in Macedonia. We were in Latvia, and we've been a lot in Sweden, Norway,
Poland,
Germany. A couple of times, So we got around Europe, and it was all because of this, just having a good time in our kitchen and all that. So that's the best part of it.
How did you write Mammas Mammalaid?
Because it's a big thing to just walk into a room and say, let's make a song.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You
had a working process where you actually trained.
It has
the
to
way to
come
work.
fluently, and it has to be motivating, and it has to be fun. I think we were not in the kitchen this time. We were in our electric rehearsal room with the electric guitar and the real drums and all that. And then again, I think many songs start with a groove, and I think it did too. I think I had some bass line that was pretty stupid actually, because it was. I think it was. I have to think how it was, but the Mammas Mammalaid bass line is.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey.
But I think I played something too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I found out it has to be more simple.
Yeah. Whoa. Very funky, no?
It's very. It's a. I think there's a pretty famous track with the same. So it's not. It's not a original
like that.
new thing coming up. But most blues songs would be the same kind of bass
line as well. Yeah.
So, but then we were just jamming, and the words came up and the lyrics came up, and then the verse. I think I played. I was thinking about like a Moog synthesizer 70s thing. I wanted to emulate in a way, because normally you would not be able to play that as fast on an electric bass, but because of the open strings and the hammer on. So therefore it gets to sound a little more like a synthesizer in the verse. But and then we put it out, and people loved it, and everything.
And people asked you to record it and put out a single, but that went pretty slow, didn't it?
Yeah, because then we made an electric. Yeah, we didn't have time for making a single, so we just played gigs and all that, and then we made a more hard pumped version, you can say, with real drums and even more simple actually. So it's out there, but most people, I think, they know the first version,
kitchen video, but there's also a gangster video.
There's a gangster video, where we are. There's a story in the video. It's a story about us making this marmalade and getting in trouble because there's this
funky stuff in the marmalade.
Brown sugar.
Hey, what's that funky taste in your mama's marmalade? Let me tell you, I don't wanna say this, cause I hate to lose my pride, but suddenly it shook me, there's one thing I never tried. I ran into the kitchen, put some heat on my old cooker, and finally the taste was right. All I needed was brown sugar.
What? Brown sugar? You ain't telling me we're sitting on your mom's porch eating your mom's marmalade all the time we eat brown sugar? Brown sugar? You're kidding me?
Brown sugar.
And it's just brown sugar.
Brown sugar?
Yeah, somebody could misunderstand what it was. Yeah. So again, that's just we thought it was a funny twist.
Yeah,
to sing
you can
about
see it all
something.
on the Facebook page. Go and watch it, please.
Yeah, and then we made a song called "Feed the Monkey" with Lucy Woodward.
Yeah.
We met her because we played Mammas Mammalaid in a big concert in our hometown, and she was a guest star at the same concert. And then we met her, and it was a fun night. And then she asked, and we asked. I can't remember who asked who, but we decided to make something.
Yeah.
And then she came to Denmark some month later, and we made "Feed the Monkey" with a full band.
Yeah.
Working all day just to feed the monkey. Meanwhile, we play the funk. Trying so hard just to find a reason. It's your head in the trunk. Working all day just to feed the monkey. Meanwhile, we play the funk. Trying so hard just to find a reason. It's your head in the trunk.
Normally it would be just a trio, but we had horns, and we had the guy who plays the keyboard is Peter Ogård, and he arranged the horns. So we had backing singers too.
Yeah.
So much more huge sound than you would normally hear from us. Maybe some people think we sound huge, but we are only 3. So of course, when we get horns and we get the backing vocals and keys on, it's getting at.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, of course.
Is there an album on the way?
Yeah, good question. There's a song on the way.
There's a song on the way.
Yeah, we made an album, just a collection of all the kitchen and living room in new mixes.
Right. Yeah.
So that's an album too, actually, but it's only available on our Facebook page. So you can write to us and you can get the CD, and we can send it to people. But we are actually we just made this song, and we're going to record it in a very short time. But the thing is, with our band, we want to make an album, but at first we got busy because we had all these gigs.
Yeah, gigs, around the world.
And then the Corona came, and then we had to still keep in touch with our audience and all that. And we started out as being this band you could watch on Facebook and YouTube, and we want to keep on being this band because for us it's not only about the music. We can make an album, we want to do it, but it takes time. But it will be a sound experience only, and we love that we can give the vibe of everything, which is just not only the sound. It's about having fun. It's about giving this visual experience. So that's we're doing this, and it's about time. When you make an album, you have to go to the studio. You have to. And we stream every Monday on Facebook. So
Monday nights, different times, but
sometimes,
follow the Facebooks. Yeah.
Sometimes at 8 o'clock, but sometimes later. But it should be 8 o'clock mostly. But so we are busy. Even though we don't have this many gigs now because of the Corona, we're still busy because we make all this going on the social media. But a great idea to make an album, and we're going to do it at some point. Yeah,
love to hear it.
I would love to hear it too. Before we put it out, I would love to
think
hear it.
this is the end of part 1, because part 2 will be the Nerd Alert, where we will talk about the gear that Kasper is using to play this funky bass. Okay?
Yeah.
See you out there. Hey, remember to subscribe to the channel. It's very important, and also hit the bell button. Okay? I'll see you around there. Bye.